Discipline Stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.
And welcome back to another episode of Discipline Stoners. I'm Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. I'll tell you one thing. We're a podcast.
We're a podcast. And what is a podcast exactly?
I think a podcast, by definition now, is a relative to reasonably truthful source of news because mainstream media has shit the bed for everyone.
I don't know. I don't know if that is what I would call a podcast, but...
Podcast is entertainment meets with, like, kind of a show.
Yeah.
Or entertainment meets a show. Same thing.
Yeah, I remember when I was 18-ish, I would try and find, I think actually you and I listened to one once, like a radio story.
Yeah.
Like a story told with multiple voices, or at least the person,
Like-
there's one person doing multiple voices.
Oh, yeah.
Like either like a murder mystery or some sort of...
I thought you meant like AM radio.
I think it fell on AM radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to listen to that. So I think that like podcasts are like the
talk radio.
granddaughter of that.
We are the granddaughter of talk radio.
Yeah.
And that's so nice. And also it's like a place where a community can connect. Like it's like you go to a podcast because you feel like part of that conversation. Whereas like if it's just the news, it's like there's like some sort of like paid agenda behind it.
Yeah.
Like or else it just couldn't function. So it's like how do you even entertain the idea of taking in information from this like big systematic media news thing?
I couldn't even imagine like watching the news though. That's still the thing.
It
Like
physically makes you sick.
people wake up and put on the news just to see what's going on, and it's like, whoa. But
No.
they've always done that since TV was existed. People would wake up and put on the news like
Well,
that. There's nothing new there.
I think originally those journalists were a lot more concerned for their name, whereas now it's like they're kind of treated like you're lucky to have a job with a corporate media monster like us, and you better do what you're told. Like there's no one follows up with journalists. Like it's like one person gets a job with like one station, and that's part of a corporate media mogul that has like so many influences. And I'm not even talking about political ones, which that's very much the case too. I'm talking about literally advertisements. Like you can't, like, you have to start watching your narrative of what you say based on who are your sponsors. And that's like,
Yeah.
we'll go through that here.
Yeah.
We can't talk shit about psilocybin all of a sudden. We're promoting alchemy gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like you can't say one thing and be about the other. Like
Yeah.
it's understandable how it's like completely corrupt. But welcome to your favorite podcast where we generally just don't really give a fuck about stuff like that. But I figured I'd shoot it in the face right off the top.
Shoot the news in the face.
Get your joints, get your edibles.
Ooh. And on the table today, we have some vitamin C water and some lychee and jasmine kombucha with some tincture drops
Oh,
in it.
thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. And you have to stir the tincture in. When we are able to get all of our listeners some tincture,
Oh, yeah.
just remember that you have to stir it in. You can't just like put it on top and like go like this, like you do with like a scotch or something, or wine.
You
have
should
to
always
stir it.
mix a bit. You should stir or mix, whatever. You know how when you order a cocktail, you say shaken, not stirred?
Yeah.
Or stirred, not shaken?
Right.
So it should always be kind of... But thank you. Really
Do
good
you
call.
think
That's nice.
on that topic, I know that we're already moving against it. We're having our beautiful joint here, so make sure that you're smoking and eating and whatever you want.
Yeah, we're
But
smoking.
do you think that documentaries are meant to be objective?
Well, documentaries are made by human beings. So there's a way that you're living your life, and you can be subjective, and you can be fair, and you can be as balanced and widespread and try to incorporate as much as both sides as you possibly want. And this, again, very much touches on that's the problem with the mainstream media right now and censorship. It's only one side of the story. It's simply not a clear vision of what the whole conscious experience is happening. So when a documentarian takes on that role, they really should be treating themselves like a classic journalist that isn't skewed by political funding or sponsorship funding. Like
But generally, I would think if
a
someone,
documentarian is like documenting just base, like fair, but
but they're probably
they all
documenting
have a
something that
point.
they're interested in,
They have a
or
point.
or something that has touched them.
So I was gonna say the act of the creation can be subjective, but in the way that you say objective, I say like they are objective because they have an objective focus by the end of them. They have like a point that they kind of want to prove, whether it's like pushing a direct obvious point at you or whether it's like, hey, but you know,
But
like,
they are going to take what they've found
Inspire.
to argue their
point.
Yeah, it's
so
very interesting.
There's an object, so it's
Yeah.
like there's an undertone, and that's why confirmation bias is so real. You know, but it's really what frequency you're existing at. Like, it's really so much based on like how much quote unquote like truth that you really want to like get into. Like the base truth to everything we always just land on is, well, you create your own reality. So it's
Yeah.
like whatever you're focusing on, you're going to bring more in. Like that's the real core root truth. Now, when you start to go out into the world and be a part of things and, you know, have to deal with other human beings and consequences of feeling different and stuff like that, and different people having different objective and sometimes not being subjective, you really just got to, instead of condemning what people decide matter is or isn't, that's where it just, every argument loses me. I'm like, oh, well, but what about the gold blue dress thing? I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe you. I don't care anymore. Furthermore, it's not even about believing you. Like, I don't even care because I seen a blue dress and you've seen a gold dress.
Yeah.
But it's the same picture. So that should have proved that everything we needed to know about the next 10 years came from that little internet meme.
That's so great.
And that just came to
And
me right now.
There's a few of those. Yeah, that's so beautiful. There's a few of them that have popped up since the gold blue.
But that's the OG.
That's the OG. But every time it pops up, it is like a nice gentle reminder. Like, wow, we
Perceptions are
can't
different.
trust like ourselves or others. We just should be nice to each other. And it's so funny that right before we started this podcast, I read an excerpt that I get in my email every day from Abraham. Can I read it?
Please.
Okay. Esther, who is the channeler, just for our guests who don't know who Abraham Hicks is, Esther said to us, Abraham, how come you guys, in quotations, meaning non-physical entities, can't get your stories straight? This one says this one says that. If we have all been talking to God, why doesn't God say the same thing to everyone? Why isn't everybody getting the same message? And we said, everybody isn't asking the same question. Everybody is not at the same point of understanding. Everybody is not wanting the same thing. We are all about eternalness, which means we are about difference. It is our difference that desires of all kinds come forth. And as all of these new desires pop up, every one of them, even in their difference, is important.
So beautiful.
It makes you just think, like, oh wow, everyone's just allowed to think what they think and live how they want to live.
And it's so important to remember.
And I think we're gonna keep pushing that narrative. I mean,
that's what we stand for in a big way.
Yeah.
We disagree so frequently, but love each other so much. It's so great. I loved it. We had a back and forth thing on our
great.
story where I was talking shit and
I love that you say that. It wasn't shit. I think that sometimes
I'm just sick of people throwing shame. Like, I'm sick of people thinking they know the answer. Like, I saw some like posts like from crazy counter protesters to the truckers, like the extreme leftists going like kill the unvaccinated. Isn't the whole left about like trying to save everyone? What are you doing? Like, you're losing sight.
and obviously as someone who is more leftist than rightist, absolutely.
I thought I was more leftist
Yeah.
than rightist. I come from like grassroots community projects that are funded from leftist things, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and then just community. Like
Yeah.
I've always been the straight guy in the gay crowd, the white guy in the black. I love being the different like me in the way I am, and I love my unique life. But the more I see like these political extremities separate people, I'm a fucking hick, I guess. Like does that mean I'm a hick? Like, should I get a shotgun and grow a fucking
No,
mullet and
obviously,
move out
but-
to the hicks just simply because I don't agree with like very, very strict rules? Like,
Well, I think
I'm an
that-
artist. Like, fine.
I think that either sides, though, when they see the extremity of the opposing side, it feels, oh, you just ashed into my drink.
I'm so sorry. I'm a redneck now, baby. Or fucking ash in my wife's drink.
Oh my god. I need to fix this. You need to take over. It's everywhere. I have to get it out.
I'm sorry. Anyway, what Winnie
It's
was
fine.
saying though is about the balance. Like, we actually need the balance. The pendulum will always swing. Life is vacillating. There's movement in everything. It wouldn't feel like as much as a evolution and reward if we didn't cover every side. And unfortunately, there's uncomfortable growing periods. And the goal and the new momentum has been just try to have as little friend casualties as possible. And know that like we are truly all one part of the whole, and like just pause. But like we are all a wonderful expression. And it's our experiences that have brought us, but it's as much peace as you can feel in your heart. I think if there's one linear, because there's no blanket statements for anything. That's another thing that we've given up. But if there is one consistent thing to constantly get back to, is in terms of like a linear, this should always be the goal kind of thing, like a linear measurement. It has to be how much love is there, how much joy is there in it, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but the actual fucking pathway to happiness is like inside you. Like it's like inside you. So ask yourself, how does that feel? Does going out and condemning people feel good in your heart? Probably not, because you know that they're having a different expression. Now we all just need to like just talk to each other, be kind to each other, and
meditate, because I think
and fix yourself inside first. Exactly.
yeah, in my latest meditation, I tell them. In my latest meditation, the Power of Now meditation, when I wrote it, I really wanted to focus on like just when you tune into your own body and release the weight of the world that you've been carrying, and we all carry that. I think sometimes we look at it and we think we're probably in alignment when we look at it and we think, I can take this on, like I can change this, I can
handle
I can
this.
fix this. I feel so good and so strongly in my heart about this topic that I know that I can make a difference. And not that that's not right. I think that's very passionate and it's a huge undertaking, but often, like Evan said, the road is paved. We start on that journey and we lose our way because the heaviness of the world sometimes when we go down that path is just too strong. There's just no way that you can push your light into everyone. So when you release, that weight of the world and tune back into yourselves, there is no opposition. It's all is just everything.
Right.
So that's what I think. That's still why, like, I know that meditation isn't it now. Like, I don't think I would never push it on someone who doesn't want it. But if there's like an inkling in you, if
would.
there's a little curiosity, if there is a moment where you think, maybe, just maybe, if I give this a try for a little while longer, even though I find it uncomfortable and unsatisfying since I've been trying it, maybe there's something else that I can open myself up to. And
How about also having the discipline not to need satisfaction in everything that you do?
yeah.
Is that too heavy of a bar for the average listener?
It's just it's confusing, I think.
Here's I'll take this position right now. And if you're a listener, I'd love to hear your comment on this. And shout out our consistent weekly listeners. Love you guys.
We love you,
Love
so,
you so
much.
much.
We talk
Okay,
about
okay,
you.
Okay. When it gets tight. Okay. Would you rather I speak a simpler language that I assume your average person isn't afraid of? Or would you like me to rip from a perspective that might be a little harder to grasp sometimes? I would love that feedback.
Well, I think you offer both anyway, so I think that...
But that's very distracting to me. I would rather just... But yeah, that's true. That's right. It should be both. It should be both. You know what? Don't worry about it. I just got the answer. Thank you, Winnie.
You're welcome, baby.
It should always be both. Okay, so that's what I do then. I take a very complex thing and then like simplify it. So that is literally what is going on. Okay, so what did you just say then? Why do they need the sweetness? They need the sweetness, right? So we need the sweetness to pay off the satisfaction. That's what we're on? Or
I was on meditation. I was talking about I was back on why I want people to meditate.
and the reason why you proclaimed people weren't meditating is because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then there's no satisfaction right away.
I asked today, actually, just to interrupt again, that book, Evan is so good at taking in content, and you're always sending me such good audio.
Thank you.
Like, no, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so you sent me this book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind that I've been listening to. And one of his things yesterday when I was listening was that people don't like self-promotion, and he talked about why they don't like self-promotion, and it has a big, like, the main thing is your worthiness, right? Like, you don't feel worthy enough to be able to sell your product or sell yourself or whatever, so you just don't do it. And so that really spoke to me because I don't believe that I'm a great seller, even in my job. Like, I won't.
But you are.
I think, like, probably 90% of the time, I won't suggest my top shelf opinion.
Whereas you see me and that bitch flipping out about all my favorites and selling them shits more than anyone.
Absolutely. And I feel more comfortable selling. I do great in the $42 range. I'm like,
that's right where Winnie's a conservative reason. Higher end, nice little Saturday plan. Nice little reasonable. If I talk to a 50 or 70-year-old white man, he might feel okay about my choices.
Yeah.
Very conservative, safe choice.
So something clicked for me.
I'm going to be approximately 35 minutes early for every single thing I do.
So
I'm going to take the hardest road down there.
Is this your impression of me?
This is your spirit inside. This is who Winnie was as a man in the 50s. Like, reasonable,
all right.
40 mid-range.
That's fine.
Decent bud. Nice high. Get what you need out of it. Nothing too crazy.
Okay. There's actually a lot of good options in the 40-42.
Oh, it's all about options. All about browsing. All about mediocrity.
Thank you for this. Thank you so much for this.
I'm a nutcase, dude. So I flip in and out of things.
Yeah. Okay. So back to the self-promotion. That really hit me yesterday, where I was like, wow, I've done all of this work around my worthiness for the last couple of years, and I feel like I've come a really, really long way, but I still, I'm hesitant to promote anything that is, I guess, not mainstream. Like when my movie came out like, fuck, you didn't not hear about it for like, no, it's great, but that's only because I felt worthy to be in that position, and I felt like it would be received by the masses, where meditation I don't really think is, like weed I don't really think is yet. So all of these things that
Snoop Dogg just performed at the Super Bowl.
I know.
And the songs that they
Legend.
did, like literally.
We just watched it. We didn't watch it, or I didn't watch it yesterday. I know you stayed up and watched it.
Yeah.
But we didn't watch the Super Bowl because we're not huge sports fans. And thank God, by the way, I don't know what I would do if you like to watch sports all the time.
Yeah, I'm a art dork, but I love going to sports parties, okay? So friends invite me to your Super Bowl
Sports parties, sports games. I'll go to a hockey game, soccer game, badminton game.
I still gotta go to a Raptors game, floor seat, Jag.
If you invite me to a golf game, No, I'm not about
No
that.
golf.
Unless our friend Age golfs, so if she's ever in a golf game,
Age?
I'd definitely go.
Like Adriana?
Yeah, definitely go watch her golf.
Winnie auditions for this movie, has the cutest audition ever.
Yep. They didn't even remember this, but at the end of my callback, it was with Elise, and they were like, "Okay, do you like have anything else for us?" And it went really well, and like Elise and I had great chemistry, and I felt like just really happy about the audition.
So cute.
And I left, and I was just like, I just really want to do this role. I just want to know. I want you to know that that's what I want. And and that really changed the trajectory.
And then
It's when I started feeling worthy, really. Like when that was my third film that I booked.
that, and they announced it, and they had a following, and it was kind of like the first bigger project that you were involved with. Like, you had done other films, but you hadn't really connected the dots on your own value too much yet. And these two beautiful new friends, Adriana and Sarah, they're like, gave Winnie this kind of life-changing role, actually. And then and then I met Elise. And then through our collaboration, I went full-time music. And, like, that was just, like, blessings on blessings on blessings. And then we all did a film together, Nobody Famous.
Yeah.
And then they've been friends. We've gone out for burgers and beach hangs while I was in L.A. just with them. And I always love that when I can be friends with your friends. She's like,
I
we're
know.
sharing age. We want to have you on the show.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we've already discussed this, but
We
come.
love you.
Please come.
You're so cool.
We miss you.
You so much, especially age, it trips me out. It's like the universe gave me back a little gift. I had 3 older Italian stepsisters growing up, from like 4 to 12. I had 3 old Italian stepsisters. It's also how I don't really care to respect men either. I think power is in women. I'm not intimidated by men at all. Like, if anything, just women. And then I get a little combative with them because I'm a younger brother to them. So I've always safe, like, anyway, so I was blessed. So I got her, and then like the single mom, yeah, total Panther energy. But age reminds me of my favorite middle sister, Tanya. And it's not that I didn't love the other girls too, but like, oh man, age was so cool. She was a visual artist. Like, she would draw real good.
You mean Tanya?
Oh my God, did I just say age?
Yeah.
Jesus, Tanya. Shout out Tanya Crotez. And
Cool last name.
I know, Crotez. Yeah, and my dad went to Italy with Sandra, who is their mom, who was like my stepmom for like 9 years too. Wild stuff.
Yeah,
Wild
so all
stuff.
of this
but
to
so
say-
age reminds me of my favorite sisters. So when I hang out
Yeah.
with them, it makes me feel like
Yeah, come on the
homey.
podcast, please.
Yeah, I love you guys.
And
age looks so
because we
great.
know you're listening.
Because we just texted you this. And we'll probably put your name in the title or
Yeah.
something, at least in the
Sarah
description.
and Age.
That's what the name of this episode is.
That would be misleading. I don't like what's it? False advertising.
Clickbaiting.
Yeah.
Catfishing.
I've tried clickbaiting things, and
Fuck
anytime I think I'm like, ooh, this is clickbaity, it never works. So I'm not using that as an angle.
Clickbaity is dick gravy. It's shit, baby.
All of-
680. What?
All of this to say, talked about self-promotion, and that really just like, it's so interesting when you're ready to hear something
Ooh, bars.
Yeah, when you're ready to hear something and you accept it as truth, and then you start making like steps towards that truth for yourself.
Facts.
And so just reading that and hearing that and being like, fuck, I don't promote myself enough. There's like weird ego about like I shouldn't have to do that, and there's also so much fear that it's gonna be rejected or all ughy things. So today
Thank you for airing that out and sharing it, because no one from the outside looking in would put together that you feel that, because there's no reason for you to feel that.
Thank you.
Even like,
and I feel like I'm offering value now. So
you've definitely stepped into not just being a fluffy, stupid look at me because I'm cute and pretty and want to be funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
can watch our vlogs from Los Angeles in 2010. You can see us when we're 20 when we lived in LA.
Where?
On my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Ellevan Music.
Little babies.
Little babies.
And so I promoted my meditation on all platforms, and I normally stay off of Facebook again because I don't know, it's people I went to high school with, and I feel like I thought I felt like less than because I didn't own a house and have babies and stuff, but that literally has felt like that weight has lifted today. Like I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not only okay where I am, I actually really enjoy where I am in my life right now. I wouldn't want anything.
You
other
followed
than,
your dreams. Those people feel like that about you.
I'm sure they do. And I'm here to say that we should all feel good about where we're at. Like you can't get to where you want to go if you don't feel good about where you're at right now. So figure it out. Find a way to feel good. There's so much to feel good about.
Except for any of our exes. Fuck you.
That's so funny.
I'm so kidding. I'm so joking.
I had a opening bit that I thought about today for like my Just for Laughs.
Winnie's been
like
writing a lot of really good stand-up lately.
Thank you.
And
and it's
workshopping it with you is funny.
It's about the exes. It's basically just what you just said. That's so funny. I love that. Everything's in alignment. I'm not going to share it because everyone's going to hear it for my special that will be sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Winnie's going to have a stand-up special. I went ahead and grabbed the reins and produced a movie, which I'm so excited about. I'm probably too eager to do the film festivals. I'm probably just going to drop it on YouTube and promote the fuck out of it.
I think that's a great idea.
I have a film based around a live special, and it just is what it is.
It just is what it is.
It just is what it is. It's a beautiful piece of content.
And it's a wonderful proof of concept.
And it's a pilot of what I would do. This is what I am. And I just went ahead and did it. I didn't wait for permission.
Yeah.
I did it.
And we were talking about that. Like, we talk about that with our own podcast, too. Like, we just feel like the podcast is at a place now. We're going to go through, actually, we're going to spend some time tonight to go through what podcasts we should take off of the channel, just because
it's not professional.
You have to start somewhere is the point. You're never going to be good at it the first try. So you just have to fucking start somewhere. And now we're at a point where we can be like, ooh, like I remember when you had that with your music.
Yeah, very embarrassing. I'm so haunted of the idea of anyone in the industry Googling me and coming across anything before I took it down. And I never heard from so many people. That's just the way this game goes, right?
Yeah.
For every shiny, cool celebrity friend I have, there's been 30 who have just ditched. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, in this quantifiable, valuable friends eco-society, it's like, yo, you take a lot of L's. And I'm sure there's been some embarrassing search moments of me that have just sent people running. And just because I didn't do diligence to take down what wasn't representing me anymore. That's why the elevation stuff is down. It's not an accurate representation of where my production or my vocals are. And yeah, it was a great history, and it was like Elise's initiative to like just remove it because she was just doing other things. I think with her music and stuff, she started playing guitar, so it's awesome that it's all in the name of like advancement and growth. And also just like, yeah, you really gotta like be careful what's out there under your name. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta protect that reputation, especially if it's you. If it's someone else posing as you, it's like whatever. But like,
and at the same time, so you're at this point now, but
Yeah.
and at the same time, you have to be willing to
put
suck
it out
to start. Like,
I sucked for years.
yeah, and you did it anyways, and like performed it. Like you really.
I got people to play it on just guitar and like cajon and did these shitty songs that I wrote over beats that weren't good to this at open mics for like a year.
Fuck.
It was super like.
And you've pivoted so many times. Like you did sound like Eminem because that was one of your main influences at the time when you started writing.
Who hasn't he influenced, I just have a gift of emulation. So I was like really, really.
Yeah, you leaned into it. Those
I'm
eyeballs.
Still an Eminem fan.
Yeah.
Because I have this gift of emulation, so I can understand like where the core root emotion is, like when someone holds himself a certain way or does a certain thing, a certain tick. And Eminem does this quarter eye close that, like, it comes across as aggressive, but it's not. It's actually like very inquisitive and like inner thinking.
You gonna do it?
I just kind of did, just to remind myself. But you put the duck lips on it and it becomes like a tough face. And I resonate it so much with that type of presentation because, like I said earlier, me and Mr. Mathers have sustained a certain attitude through survival circumstances into professional circumstances and like kind of remained like the same. Like, so I still resonate with that, but like I've churned myself off of it because I know just how much of his domain it is, really. And I'm just not that angry. I think I've healed. I think it didn't help the potential audience I could have had in like Germany with like the rock rap, like that. Like people love that voice. Like, and I like doing it at concerts sometimes, but
it's not even your story
no,
to tell. Like
it's not.
That you
not
didn't.
Anymore.
Yeah, like that just got that.
It got me to do
means
it.
to an end.
It's like sports. It's like you get your kid in sports to see, first of all, what type of fitness level they're at, like just to be aware. I think that's a good tool. And acclimate and play in a team and stuff. But really, like, you get them moving. You get them doing something. So then they say, okay, I didn't love the game of soccer, but when we worked out, I like doing this, like pull-ups. So let me just go do a bunch of pull-ups, and you can find what you like and keep moving. So that's to your point of, like, pivoting. It just got me involved in a way that I felt I resonated with because I lacked the technical skills. This is really me giving a really good explanation of why I've publicly, like, in songs, even resented sounding too much like him too much, just because my own techniques were so built off of like just being an extreme stan. I know every single Eminem song. Like, test me. Like, every feature, every song, any album, I'll do it. Like, I know it, the song front to back. Like, I got hired to do the Chronic 2001 show. It's like,
and it was so good.
It was so good. You love that, right? I dyed my hair blonde for it, got overalls. Like, I really got into the character. It was super fun. Like, yeah,
it was so fun, and
I'm
people loved it.
1000%. You can hear it in my music. That's like, I even just shared Only for the Night. My verse, hey, Only for the Night is out. That was a big surprise that I went to LA shoot the music video for. Shout out Ali Fitz and Chad.
Yeah, we'll link the music video.
Yeah, in the description. Definitely check it out. It's really beautiful, and I've sent it around to a couple friends and acquaintances, and like I've heard back several times, like, man, you give me Eminem vibes. I'm like, in this?
In that? No, that's such a lazy compliment.
It is a lazy compliment. Well
Not
said.
in that.
Like, is it the part midnight cruise in a two-seater? Feels brand new, fresh, shoot new sneakers. What a fine feature, with fine features. Lost you to the less juice when I seen you.
I mean, Eminem's not the first one to come to mind with that. That's like more Chance, the rapper, kind of
Playing
like.
leaves at 3 with no blaming me. It's the flame I need, and it's low-key, so stay off IG. Maybe that. I don't know.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
Big stretch.
Especially since I start so slow and paced.
Like, you also just, like, you guys both shaved your head. Like, I think it's.
Oh, he has hair. Anyway, Eminem's the GOAT. It's an honor to be, whatever, mirrored or whatever. I just also want to come off as original. That's what these last like 3 years have been, like doing more R&B, like learning how to own my lower register voice more.
Yeah.
But when I'm at the big studios and when I'm with the people who seem close to gatekeeper things and stuff, like they love that angst in that high pitch voice. Or when I'm at a big studio and the engineer's like, yeah, I know that style. So he'll take my performance from like what was I doing, the Indigo Child verse, Frequency with melody. It's like I was going like I'm on Indigo Child with the vibe waving high, with the high bunch of people in their mind waving by. Like I was going like that, and then he got me to do something like I'm on Indigo Child with the vibe waving by, like that. Like they like it because it sounds more exciting, so it's frenetically more engaging. But it's like, no, you can listen to what I'm saying better, actually, if I'm saying I'm an indigo child with the vibe waving by, with a high bunch of people in their mind waving by. It's not as, like, attacky to your ear, so it doesn't grab your attention as much, which maybe I should do for a couple songs to
like
break
a subgenre of a horror film.
Yes, it literally is horror rap. That's, like, where he came from. Yeah. He has this one track, this freestyle Eminem does back in the day, and holy fuck, it's like books fly off shelves, doors open and shut by themselves, like the walls collapse, the house melts. Like it's just like, oh my god, you are channeling some fucking dark creative energy, and it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And like in that context, of course my voice would go there. When I get angry and even get political, my voice goes there. But like for the most part, if I'm just, I think, telling something, that's my style. That's what Ellevan is kind of coming to, this kind of more calm thing.
What's your favorite song of yours right now?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. I really like Bet on Me.
Oh, I love that.
It's the first. I usually love all my songs with features because I'm secretly loving what the features did, like with Yannick and stuff. Because Words and Melody is so good.
Yeah, so good.
Think about art. What is it? Think about art. What isn't? Those are my opening bars. And I'm so excited about that and like how features push me to write better. But like, dude, Bet on Me has never been, I've never had an asset. It's like fashion. It's like, you know, when you get a shirt and you feel like this represents me, or these pants represent me. Like I love the green because I'm really with green right now. And I got this nice rock today.
A howlite. So promotes peace and calm.
Yeah, I love, and I just gravitated to it. Just popped up. The store popped out at us to get a dabber. Anyway,
Shaba.
Good people. Yeah, we got to give them a shout out. They're very, very cool people.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, Shanty Baba Trading. Oh man, thanks for stopping by. Good people, guys. At a 546 Queen Street West. They're so cool. 546. Yeah, Shanty Baba, and we got Palo Santo, we got to burn. We should burn some for the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, but really good energy, really good people. If you're in Toronto, check it out. Get a stone from there. There's a lot of special things. You know when you go in a store and it's just special? I'm looking at their stuff here, and they say it's like metaphysical tools. So it truly is. So the things that humans are learning now again about like vibration, not only our frequency and vibration, but using tools to generate vibration for certain intentions and utilizing our energy fields and our self-awareness through our inward practices, you know, to clear and to align your inner engineering. This is the type of store that you really need. I'm feeling cleansed right now. This Palo Santo immediately calms my spirit. I get mad anxiety when I'm about 3 weeks in, or maybe 5 weeks in. It was this last time in 2020 when I lived in LA, when I had my own place there. Yeah. After I stayed with Matt downtown, my dad came to stay. It was so cool. But I miss you a lot. And I already stayed with like Matt for a month. So I was like, had you know, the bro around for, you know, and then Joe was there for a week, but I got real sad.
I know. I remember.
I called you in the morning and I was sad and I was up and I was just like, and I was discouraged, like briefly, but then I started getting a bunch of writing gigs. People started paying me like to write verses for them, like out of nowhere. Like it was incredible. It's just because I was in LA writing music. People were like, oh, I
remember I was like miserable, and that's the year that I hurt my back.
Yeah.
And like there was part of me that took a lot of like kind of relief in your sadness.
You're
because
such
I was
a
like
bitch.
I was like you know what it did? It eliminated location as something that like you can count on to make you
Happiness.
happy.
Yep.
And so that was the first time where I was like, fuck, he's in LA, like living in this great place and getting a great deal on it, and everything's working out for him. Like he was supposed to have a roommate and that didn't like work out, and then he could host his dad. Like it was really
I got the master bedroom
you were
first.
killing it that year. Like you stayed with Matt in that crazy place. Was that the year that you stayed with
His crazy place on Vine in Hollywood, the penthouse, that was like $10K a month. That was 2018. That was the world record setting year.
Okay.
Then it was 2019 was the downtown.
Okay.
And then 2020 was the West Third, right across from the Grove.
Right. Okay.
So I actually mixed up the year. It wasn't 2020. It was 2019.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, wow, he's like seemingly living everything that I want to live, but still like you have problems sometimes. And it was this, because Evan
sometimes you have problems.
sometimes you have problems. But Evan and I, for a while, we debated together whether or not you could live without like bad feelings. And both of us for a while were like, yeah, you can. Like we can. We don't have to.
There can only be light.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's possible.
We're trying to prove the theory that there can only be light. And even though I would have potentially had confirmation bias to affirm that, yeah, please burn yourself and bless yourself. Do it. Ace is strangely okay with Palo Santo over other smokes. I think it's very spiritually, it's very blessed, it's very gentle, it's nice for the aura, it's aligning. I love my cat. Yeah, no, that was tough, and I remember, and I did what I could. You know, I got some spicy fruit. I got up early. I meditated, but my heart it wasn't even heavy sad. It was empty sad.
Yep, I know that.
It was empty sad, and sometimes in the desert or near the desert too, something comes over you, and you're like, I don't know, you feel, it's not even like you're lost, like even if you have stuff to do, it's just it's a very weird sadness. Yeah. It's kind of like summertime sadness, kind of like what homie Del Rey wrote a song about, I guess.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like that. But anyway, it's really good that you took that from it. I love that. Take as much value as possible. But yeah, no, life is a spiral, and you will constantly come up on the next thing that you focus towards. So being extremely acutely aware of what you're dreaming of in the moment is what you're gaining your next. It's like you're planning. It's like your thoughts are like, hey, this is what I hope my future reflects, like whether you like or don't like what you're talking about, like you're writing a script to your future by thinking about it, because the universe is like listening, like, hey, what does this infinite creator want? Like, what should we make happen? Like, it's like having a rich uncle that goes into the store with you and says, pick anything. We constantly have that in life, and it's bigger than money, and it's bigger than relationships. And it's just up to us to find that. It's constantly finding that. We've been marketed to that we are a lot less than we are, my friends. And if I ever come across as a martyr, which I probably am sometimes, it's only because I am so excited for the time period in humanity when it realizes its own divinity, its own incredible power. We were just watching footage from the 1930s in Los Angeles, and you notice that people are a lot more like in their body, like hard. Everyone's wearing suits, only suits.
It's much more 3D.
It's much more 3D. They're like, they're performing, they're holding themselves up, they're living, they're in society, they are they are with the shits.
Yeah.
They are like with the shits, you know? And
there's like,
we're removed now.
yeah.
We're removed now. And we're comfortable. When he's like, they probably never wore sweatpants. Sweatpants weren't a thing yet. Think and Grow Rich wasn't written yet. There was no awareness of inner self.
They probably never wore sweatpants. I sounded just like that, just FYI.
I know. It was so funny. But also it's like, get a hamburger and a cola for 15 cents.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Pubes or no pubes?
Depends.
On a vagina.
Depends.
Oh, depends on it. Nice. Like a diaper?
No, come on. Don't be crazy. It depends on...
I'm just being a crazy guy.
Yeah.
I took a left swing there. How old is my cat again? 26 if you ask my mom. 19 to us. Or,
Yeah, he's between 19 and 20.
Yeah.
We figured out.
Okay, so I'm reading, or I just read. It was less than 2 hours. It was a
Oh,
really
wow.
great book. That
Right.
that mental warfare book. And it was written as like a second thought to how to win friends and influence people, and it's so good. It's so good. I'll listen to it again with you if you want. Like, once
Yeah.
you get a bath and just listen to it. Like, it's because there's so much that you miss.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm tripping out on one thought so much. And you know this if you read books. Some certain points, hopefully you've read my book, Shut the Fuck Up, Thoughts and Feelings by Ellevan. STFU, available on Amazon and Kindle. Holler at your boy. Tell me what you think. Hopefully there's some gentle, soft truths in there that may stroke something as you're listening to them in you, that you realize, oh, that's bigger. I remember this almost. This is like bigger than just this book. Like, this is touching on something that's like divinely true. Like, there's like these truths that like you can feel them resonate because you know that. And like then you're when you hear one of these, your 3D ego mind will kind of like bring into your imagination Rolodex, your mental movie of instances when this has happened and when this has been accurate in your experience. So often there's like this file folder of like, oh yeah, that's like this time Bob and Jane and this. Or like this time I was self-sabotaging or something like that. But this book was so good. It was so good unraveling the awareness and turning it in a way where you this is like Evan's book review club party right now. But it was aligning a lot of parallels for me, and it's really empowering the way that the book flips it into saying, like, you can utilize these tools. And it also removes you from condemning people who are doing these sort of, like, mind control-y tactics, because you're like, well, if you've ever had a sales pitch or given a sales pitch, you were on the top of a slippery slope of essentially fabricating everything to get a result. And it's just like, how much control does one need? And and it's a mental warfare game mainly. And one of the coolest things I like to take from books are like literal tools, like literal lists or actual pragmatic tools to like look out for in the real world.
These words get the most of your attention. They light up neurons in the brain.
Insert fact
they
here.
are easy, health,
super smart sciencey
guarantee
people.
Money, discovery, results,
some university.
new, love, free, proven you.
They did a neuroscience test of what are essentially like power words that trigger and like get your attention.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wrote them down.
Oh,
I wrote them down, and I
yes.
want to share them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So here they are. Here's power words. Okay, tell me if
Okay.
you ever heard these in anywhere before. Okay.
Okay.
Easy, guarantee, health,
Yeah.
new, love, proven, you, discovery, free, money, results.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Proven. I like that word in my face creams, baby.
If you here you go. Easy health discovery that guarantees proven results. you'll love free or money back.
Wow.
Have you ever heard that before?
Wow.
That's exactly every commercial that you've ever heard. This shit is bigger than us.
Yeah.
This shit is a science. And the FBI knows about patterning. And patterning is the way that they quantified and put on paper the process of how humans manifest by thought. So you got to see something 3 times. You start to implement it into your mental imagery. If you think about it enough, it will manifest. And if many people think about it, it will manifest faster. There is remote viewing. Like, they're aware of this quantum thing.
Well, that's why that
Yeah.
there's been
So it's all out
a
there.
study done. I can't recall the exact study, but there was a bunch of groups in North America that would
Meditate?
do a meditation.
crime rate?
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. You can pull it up. It's in the 90s. A group of master monks and a bunch of volunteers wanted to prove to the UN that meditation could, a collective sense of peace could lower violence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, friends, as much as you want to believe your politicians, that's not always the goal. So that's why it's not happening. And the more you feed their power, it's fine. We'll move on. But nonetheless, these wonderful master meditators and monks, exactly, they meditated in Washington, D.C. They measured that night. It literally went down substantially.
But it wasn't just like it wasn't a one-off. Like there were, it was. That's what made it so incredible in all of these places. It was in multiple places.
That's right.
And all of the places saw a decrease in crime rate. So it's true. When more people think about it, the momentum builds.
Yeah, in Washington, D.C. The project took place between June 7th and July 30th, 1993. Based on previous experience, the researchers predicted in advance that the TM-SIDA group would reduce crime by over 20% in the city during the study, and it reverses it by 23%. So their prediction was 20%, so it surpassed.
That's huge. In a month? In a month's time?
Underrated by the professional cynicism, 800 TM, transcendental meditation, SIDAs arrived in the first week of the trial period. This influx gave the group a comfortable super radiance level straight away for the contribution around Washington. By the last 2 weeks of the 2-month trial period, the group had grown to 4,000 in numbers. I'll take a screenshot and put that.
That's beautiful.
It seems fluffy, and it seems like just on some hippie shit, but like it's actually super real. Like you're part of a larger energy web, interconnected. Like, you're connected to everything. You know that. You're tethered. Like, Einstein proved the entanglement. You mentally think about something, your molecules start mixing immediately. You get entangled further and further. So, yeah, deal with that energy, deal with that love. And I just...
Get a howlite if you find that you're not calm or peaceful throughout the day.
We don't know what you're going through.
You can hold that howlite in your pocket and allow it to bring you some calm when you need it most.
I want to say, like, you just got to be super kind to yourself. And I think a lot of people sweep their feelings under the rug where they don't want to admit that they feel hurt by something. Like, yeah, I can't imagine not dealing with something that could hurt you and, like, let it weigh on your heart. That's so unnecessary. But, like, yeah, we try to get back to center, Yeah.
So, yeah, meditation again. Meditation's come up a lot in this episode. It might be time. What do you think? Fun, fun, fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
Fun, fun,
Fun fact, 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 fun fact. Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact.
The Bellagio Hotel on the Las Vegas Strip has more rooms
Strip.
than...
Oh. Say it again for the top.
The Bellagio Hotel on the Las Vegas Strip has more rooms than the population of Bellagio, Italy.
Are you serious?
That's what the internet tells me.
Well, it must be true then, right?
Uh-huh.
Was it on a fact-checked website?
It's 49 amazing and unusual Nevada facts you won't believe.
I can get a fact checker fucking in 3 minutes.
Okay, can I also share a few more on Las Vegas?
Because they're not real certified people at all. They're fucking BuzzFeed suites. What?
Can I share a few more on Las Vegas?
Please, I love LV.
Before you decide to go for a swim, all fountains and man-made lakes in Las Vegas use gray water, which is water recycled from showers, baths, and sinks.
Disgusting.
I'm sure they filter it somehow.
Yeah,
but...
well, it's from hotels. Like, it's like so many people go in to, like, you know, just go wild, and I'm sure there's a lot of, like, waste.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's a great way to.
It's a great way.
Vegas is already probably pretty wasteful, so like, so that's great that they're reusing water.
The Strip. Strip.
Okay, I have a couple more here. It's illegal to have hula hoops on Fremont Street.
Excuse me?
I don't know why.
No hula hoops. I'm going to give you a citation for that one.
This is a good one. If you feed a pigeon in Las Vegas, you can face up to 6 months in jail.
Are you fucked? That's bizarre. That's kept there for some weird reason.
Okay,
that's there for framing purposes only.
This one's also a good one. The Las Vegas Strip is the brightest place on Earth when viewed from outer space.
Most energy consumption. I hope they're doing solar power, mother bitches.
Okay, last one. Actually, no, yeah, last one.
No, one more.
People in Las Vegas eat more shrimp a day, 60,000 pounds, than the entire U.S. combined. Las Vegas is a trip, dude. It was a trip when I went there.
That's
it's really
disgusting.
confusing that families go there for their vacation time. That confuses me.
It's for all the shrimp. I can't wait to get a shrimp cocktail as soon as I sit down in Las Vegas. I'm going to fucking play slots and have shrimp cocktails.
Maybe they go to Nevada for the other beautiful things in Nevada, but they're just like, well, while we're here, let's go to Las Vegas.
Maybe.
Yeah.
American families who drive.
Yeah, exactly.
They drive down from
go
like
for
Ohio.
a buffet somewhere.
Ooh, big old nasty fucking disgusting. You got like Chinese food, Greek food. You got like fucking tzatziki falling on your falafels.
Yeah.
You got
we had planned when we drove back
lamb
from
biryani.
Los Angeles in I guess 2000, what would it that
10?
2010.
Mm-hmm.
We had planned to stop in Las Vegas for a meal, and I was going to line the inside of my bag.
We tried that shit at a Korean place.
Yeah, because we were working with a budget.
Yeah,
so we needed to make our food.
We went in this place in this motherfucking front. Sorry.
Bless.
Anyways,
that didn't happen. When we drove through it, it was just too overwhelming. We couldn't find parking anywhere. It was just not going to happen.
we were bouncing.
But Nevada was crazy. That's the biggest moon I've ever seen in my life.
I remember the energy still, and it calls me, and it makes me want to live in Arizona for like maybe 6 months.
There's no state tax, apparently.
I love it. I love America. That's what, like, I was just talking shit about Canada, because really, like, it's going straight in the shitter.
It's not.
Oh, it's done.
Canada's great. I'm proud to be Canadian.
It's communism, because you're not from here. Anyway, but as we were saying how great America is, I'm just kidding. See, that's how I'm just wilding, right? I'm just let it off the handle.
It's because you're not from here. I think a lot of Canadians. Canadians love Canada. That's why all these people are fighting for their freedoms because they love Canada.
Fucking right.
Canada's
on,
a
bud.
beautiful place.
Fucking right on, bud.
Cheers, eh?
Fucking too cold for me, bud. Eat a dick. I am going to understand the beautiful energy of that moon by spending some close time with it in Arizona for sure. Because why? I'm more American. You just nailed it before we podcasted. Canada's not about that. That is the American dream. You as you said, no one was like, the Canadian dream. Buddy guy, let's play hockey and punch each other in the eye.
That's not a well-known quote.
It's not a well-known quote because it means that's all fucking big pussies. Fucking pussies.
I think the Canadian dream is really just I think there is a Canadian dream, but it's different.
It's survive. That's a Canadian dream. Because I
there's
know
thrivers in Canada.
There's
a bunch of thrivers. There's so many thrivers.
Well, what do you think the city is? But they're all plugged into some ego.
Some people don't mind winter.
I know they love it.
That's the thing.
I've spoken to a millionaire gentleman who is like, yeah, you wait till you live in a place that doesn't have seasons, kid. And I was like, haha, no fucking problem.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, so beautiful that we all have different preferences because then you and I can go live in a hot climate.
We're going to go live in Mexico.
Happy for the rest of our lives.
We found our house.
And
the Cliff House.
Wow.
Woo! Tracy! We're going to have a conversation, baby.
Tracy Tudor.
We love you.
Yep.
And your whole positive mindset stuff.
Yep.
So we want that house, that Cliff House in Mexico.
Yeah.
And what's going on there?
It, please.
Oh, man. It's what's happening with the metaverse right now. It's getting in early.
Yep.
So we want to talk. Maybe we bring some people on board. We can all co-own it. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's just $3 million. So if there's anyone listening who'd like
you want to go in on a Cliff House with us?
Investment property.
Oh, it will go up quick, especially with the content that we're
sure.
going to make out of there. Shit's going to be legendary. And you can all meet by the pool, and we're gonna do retreats there.
Yeah.
Discipline Stoners retreats, healing,
beautiful
daily practices, complete reformation, self-awareness,
all food included. It's gonna be delicious.
Entire health trip, cleansing trip, mental, spiritual reset.
Yeah.
Entire submission.
There's
into good practices.
Hammocks overlooking the Pacific Ocean.
Everywhere smells like delicious Mexico, dense, lovely, moist air of sunshine and rich nutrients floating about the quantum field surrounding you, pampering you, kissing you with the earth's energy at every waking moment, and plus Palo Santo.
And there's a tennis court and a restaurant or bar or something in the community. It's like a community. That's what
it's one island, and these brilliant people are building incredible housing developments on it that are just gorgeous, one of a kind, sexy houses that we're gonna live in.
Yeah,
there's we can meet by the pool. It's almost like a resort, on the island. From every one of these houses go in. It's like villages. It's actually how humans were supposed to be. We are built with the emotional, physical capacity to know about 100 people.
Yeah.
This city shit that I grew up in, that I've been all about my whole life, it's a bit of a facade, y'all. Sorry to tell you.
No.
Well, it works for you. It's a tool. It's literally a tool. So it's the energy
you needed at the time.
You bring, exactly. That's what I mean. But the actual city itself, you can actually get that feeling inside of you. But it does help to rub up against other energies. When I was 21, 20, moved to LA 20, Vancouver 21, Toronto 22. Just going and trying different stuff is I needed that. I needed it. I needed to rub it against it. I did my first rap show in Vancouver.
Needed to rub it against it.
I needed to rub it against it for a minute. I did my first rap show at 21 with Spandy Andy. And then that's my bro who brought me into the festival that I met all my friends at.
We have a podcast with him. Go listen to it.
Spandy
he's an incredible human being.
Is my day one bro.
Yeah.
He's forever. He's just such a, he finds the good in so many situations that
He's so cute. He can say
it.
something pretty horrific, and then he'll go,
He's
but
just
that's
too
life,
real.
so it's all good. So
He's just too. I love it, man. It's almost like we connect on being just like wild, like
yeah.
you know, and like he gets lit too. But wow, we've been all over Dallas, the States, performed in Florida, met in Vancouver, danced off of Raps's Rio. So fun, man.
Yeah.
Good guy. Shout out, Spandy.
Shout out.
Okay, I'm gonna read something.
Awesome. This has been fun. This is
Great day.
yeah, a good time. Thank you for sticking around. Hope that you're finding value from this episode. What was your favorite part? Did something hit you today? Please send us a DM or comment on our YouTube video. If you can like and subscribe to the podcast as well, that helps us. And if you can leave a review on the podcast,
that's
huge.
really helps.
Yeah, that's
if you would be so kind as to remember your password to sign in to leave us a review, that's like that mean we know what it takes.
Yeah.
So and we'll see who does it. So we really, really appreciate you. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, look, a little picture of me.
Why don't you just stay on that page?
Oh, I may have done a prayer. Well,
what's thought trends? Oh, it's all one thing. Oh,
yeah,
that's the
let's
book.
read it.
Okay.
If I read it before, then I'll read it again, and it'll be great. I know, cute. Neville Goddard, Resurrection. Yeah, prayer. Thought transmission. This change of vibration persists until it awakens a corresponding vibration in the subject, which vibration then expresses itself in a physical fact. And the word was made flesh. Energy, as you see in the case of radio, is transmitted and received in a field, a place where changes in space occur. The field and energy are one and inseparable. The field or subject becomes the embodiment of the word or energy received. The thinker and the thought, the operator and the subject, the energy and the field are one. Were you still enough to hear the sound of your beliefs, you would know what is meant by the music of the spheres. The mental sound you hear in prayer as coming from without are really produced by yourself. Self-observation will reveal this fact, as the music of the spheres is defined as the harmony heard by the gods alone, and is supposed to be produced by the movements of the celestial spheres. So too is the harmony you subjectively hear for others heard by you alone, and is produced by the movements of your thoughts and feelings in the true kingdom or heaven within you. I love it. I love Neville. This is the real things. Good tidings. Well, let's keep reading this. Not now, but like throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll pick up from here.
Sure.
Good tidings. Little me. This little sweet guy.
Yeah, cute.
He would love this. You show them this?
Yeah, I did.
Sweet. Nice. Well, thanks for joining us again, guys.
What an excellent time
It's
we
been
all
a
had
really
together.
nice episode.
Yeah, it has been.
This is our Monday energy.
We love Mondays.
We get this one day a week now, and then moving forward, we want to go either step by step, getting it to flip. We want this to be the majority.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I see. About this day.
About this
this energy.
I'm telling them about Mondays a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like, yeah, I
was kind of vague. I wasn't very
Yes.
informative. Sorry.
The energy of
On
what
Mondays.
happens in our lives on Mondays, we We, probably get to sleep in a little bit.
We
so we
love
catch
it.
up on the sleep. There's just like, we get to choose what type of work that we do, which is always feels really good because it's work that we want to do. Like we had a great back and forth this morning and I was like, now I want to do a podcast. And Ellevan was like, yo, let's set it up right now. And I was like, okay.
Let's live a day. I need to go.
Let's be outside for a second.
Oh my God, we got the best poutine today.
We had such a blessed day.
And it was cold, but we made the best of it.
Yeah.
And it was sunny, so it was all right.
Yeah, it was nice to be out in when it is sunny.
Yeah.
Because the overcast is less inspiring, even though it was minus 15 when we were walking. So it was quite cold.
That's too cold to build a city in. Do not build cities where it is that cold.
As a note moving forward.
Yeah.
Never ever build anything where it's that cold.
It's been a really cold winter. Colder than I think any of us Torontonians are used to, but it's over now. It's going to start warming up from here on out.
Fuck you, Canada. Fuck you, Canada.
Don't say that. I need you to get on board with loving Canada.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love Canada. It's like my sibling, you know? You say like, hey, fuck face, but I really love you.
Okay, good.
I love Canada.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful land, and
you can buy weed here, whatever. It's cool.
And there's issues everywhere. We're all working towards something, and I think that Canada's a beautiful place to live. I'm proud to live here.
That's right.
And there's things that we're dealing with.
And fucking, good times.
Good times.
I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm chilling. I'm actually just quite high. I feel really balanced because of this Palo Santo.
I know, yeah, me too. Ugh. If you've never tried this, definitely worth the money for some wood. You highly suggest bring some balanced energy into your space.
It's a good investment because the places that carry it, like this lovely place, you're often happy to support regardless.
They said that today. They were like, we're still here. Like, we're still standing. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
And that was just like, fuck, I'm so glad that you're still here.
Thank
This is
you.
the first time that I've seen you. So I'm so glad that you're still here.
Yeah, so nice.
Because we're going to go back. There's some other things that we're going to go back for.
I want those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Love you. If you need anything, you know where to find us on social media, on Instagram at Disciplined Stoners. You can also just email us or send us a message through our Patreon, which is patreon.com/disciplinedstoners. Or you can hit me or Winnie up on Twitter. I'm at Ellevan Music, ELLEVAN Music. And she's at WINNYCLARKE. And yeah, really, whether you're watching this on YouTube or watching it on Spotify now, which you can. Shout out Spotify. I love you.
Cool. Is our last one like that?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, you can watch it on Spotify just like Joe Rogan.
Oh my gosh.
Whom I love.
I just go to our thing?
Yeah, just go to the episode and it's like a video. Yeah, check it out. Watch this. This could be you.
We're sorry, eh?
I produced that. My buddy Rob Christian. I did the drums. He played the synths. Is that working for you?
It is working for me. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to another episode of
Is the video supposed to start?
I'm Ellevan. My name's Winnie. And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. Nailed it that time. We're ready for Las Vegas. Like, we can do this show live in Las Vegas.
All right, we're going to go figure this out.
What are you talking about?
I thought I was supposed to see the video of us.
How is it not happening on your phone?
Oh, maybe I need to update my app.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we went through this because honestly, like,
It's probably it. My apps don't auto-update. Okay, we're...
there you go. Yeah. So update your Spotify if you want this. Look at that. That's Spotify.
Wow!
It looks so good.
That is wild.
It's 4K. It looks better. It looks better on Spotify than it does on YouTube.
Okay.
Look at that shit.
That's,
Fucking
yeah,
crispy,
seriously,
buddy.
That looks so good. That's wild.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to update my Spotify right now.
Shout out having a professional looking podcast finally.
Yeah, shout out us. Thanks for sticking around when it didn't sound good and when it didn't look good and when we were messy. I mean, we're probably still going to be messy at sometimes.
We're going to look at this in like 6 months and be like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
But honestly,
great.
it's part of the growth, and that's really what we mean to say is thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And we look forward to our next guests. And anytime you comment and bring your stories of how these conversations have affected you to our comments, or you send us notes, DMs, so appreciate that. And it always helps us know where to move the conversation forward.
Yeah, totally.
And appreciate you. Be well. Love you. See you next time.
Love you.
Discipline Stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.